All right. So next, I want to turn to Roger Waters, who found it tremendously difficult to find a hotel where he's been staying in various countries that he's been in South America for his new tour. Uh, so let's listen into what he has to say here.
There are people in this city who will not let me stay in a hotel. I mean, what? I just want to point out that there's a difference between the people who won't give me a room at the inn, okay, and me. And the difference between them, this bloke, and all the rest of them, and me, and all the rest of the Israeli lobby, by the way, and me, the difference is that I believe in universal human rights. For all my brothers and sisters all over the world, irrespective of their ethnicity or religion or nationality. And that obviously would apply to my brothers and sisters in Palestine, who, as we speak, are the subject of a genocide. So that is the difference. I believe in human rights and they don't. In order for the Holy Land to move into a period of peace and for the killing to stop, not just for a day or two, but forever, for that to happen, they are going to have to accept equal human rights for all the people who live in the Holy Land between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. All equal. No masters, no slaves, all equal.
What a genocider. How can you call for all equal? How can you call for political equality and democracy and freedom and an end to apartheid? How can you have slogans such as from the river, Jordanian River, to the sea, Mediterranean Sea, Palestine will be free? What a genocidal slogan. Oh my God. What an anti Semitic slogan. No, it's absurd. It's absurd and it shows clearly the hypocrisy, the two faced character, um, the inability of the existing order to even live up to the ideals that it claims to uphold. Because all he said there, universal human rights, all those are all supposedly the foundation of bourgeois ideals. And the bourgeois ideals of universal human rights and common humanity and equality, but they can never live up to the more lofty and progressive ideals that they enunciate in order to win popular support for their social order. And so when they're faced with a situation that has been described by people working in human rights departments in the UN as a textbook case of genocide, and they do nothing, or worse, they support it and fund it and equip it, that shows you the imperialist hypocrisy. They don't believe the values that they enunciate. They kidnap concepts like democracy and human rights and freedom and liberty. They kidnap these concepts and they twist them into things that literally represent the opposite. We conquer the whole world justifying our activities on the basis of spreading freedom, democracy, and defending human rights. None of those are things that the American people themselves have, and none of those are things that were actually defended in those conquests that made a small group of people in our countries, the capitalists, the people that own everything else, that decide what we eat, how we eat, who the shit that we make gets sold to, when we go to war, and who with, and how long we stay there. It only benefited that group of people and no one else. Um, so that's the reality of the imperialist system, and it's despicable. It's a anti-life system. It's a system of death. The thing that it worships, worship is Jesus. I can't get the word out. the thing that it worships, is a dead entity whose sole basis, whose existence is premised on the destruction, as Marx says, of its two sources of value, nature, and the worker, and working people, humanity, the vast majority of us. So here we see it. All that Roger Waters is asking for, he's not asking there for a dictatorship of the proletariat. He's not making a critique of the bourgeois notions of freedom. He is asking for the same values that the bourgeoisie and the ideologues of the dominant social order claim to uphold. He's asking them to actually uphold them. They will never be able to do that. And those are sort of the contradictions that begin to overdetermine other contradictions, such as the more principal contradiction between capital and labor, the contradiction between the relations and the forces of production, etc.